Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So as a mother, as a father, as parents, we are always looking for ways to build a good and lasting relationship with our children, to make sure that we have a good rapport, we have this a good communication with our children, especially when they are going into adulthood. We always want to maintain that relationship we had with them when they were babies. You know how your child can, you know how your little babies are all over you. They will tell you whatever that is going on in their life, whatever thing that happens to them. You are always, you are always the first person they will tell. They want you to know everything that goes on in their life. That is the kind of relationship every mother, every father, every parent wants to have with their children. No parents enjoys when your child shuts you out of their life. You don't know anything that goes on in their life. You don't know whatever they are doing. They don't want you into their circle. It's like you are a stranger to them. Even when you try to correct them, they get irritated and annoyed. Those kind of things, those kind of attitude coming from our children is always a nightmare. So imagine that that's your little baby who used to be your 5 and 6, your ride and die, your everything. That's your little baby that will tell you everything that happens to him or her. That's your little child that will come to you, run to you, and let you know everything that is going on in his life or her life. Suddenly turns 12, turns 14, turns 16, becomes a teenager, and suddenly shuts you out totally. He now does not want to tell you anything. He does not even want your advice. Like when you're trying to advise him or her, it becomes a problem. Like he's like, every time you talk to him, what you're saying to him is irritating his ears. He just wants to be on his own. He does not want he just wants to be on his own. He doesn't want you around. He doesn't come to you, or she doesn't come to you to tell you whatever that is going on in his life any longer. Have you ever had that kind of encounter with your children? If you have had that kind of thing or that kind of behavior from your teenage children, my dear, you are not alone. A lot of us women, a lot of us mothers, we go through that. You see your child who used to be your 5 and 6, who will come to you to tell you everything that is happening in his life or her life, will suddenly become a teenager, and now you are now like an enemy to him or her. You tell him something, sometimes you try to find out why he's avoiding you. You try to find out why he does not come down to dinner table. You try to find out why he's no longer coming down and laughing like he used to laugh before. These are so many things we notice in our teenage children these days. My dear, you're not alone. There are lots of parents out there that are complaining about these things. I saw a parent who actually told me that her 16 years old son hates her so much. I laughed and said, no, they don't hate you. It's just that they are going through their own circle. So if you are that parent that your child who used to be everything to you, who used to communicate, go everywhere with you, do everything with you, go shopping with you, enjoy going out with you, enjoy helping you in the kitchen, enjoys everything with you, suddenly he shuts you out of his life completely. He comes back from school, he plays with his mates. The only people he wants to talk with now are his friends. You are now like an enemy to him. My dear, you are not alone. One of these things you have to do when you notice your child going through all of these things is not to try to nag him. Nagging him will push him away the more. Try as much as possible to bring him close. Sometimes you are the parent who needs to change. Sometimes, like we African parents, you know how we advise. Sometimes you advise somebody to the extent the person will become irritated with your constant advice. Like the thing you said today, you keep on saying it tomorrow, you keep on saying it gets to a time that it looks like you're nagging. Even a wife and husband, as a husband and wife, sometimes if you don't control yourself, you become a nagging person. That is how it is with our children. Sometimes we give so much advice. Sometimes when things happen in these children's life, it is not there to come and advise. It is them to bring them. It is when you bring them closer, when you show empathy, when you show that you are human, that you respect their feelings. Because a lot of times our parents don't respect our feelings as children. They don't even know that we have feelings. You understand? So forgetting that we are children, in as much as we are children, we also have our own feelings. But most of our parents don't even know that we have feelings. They don't even know that we have emotion. So sometimes when things are happening, instead of them coming down to understand what could be the problem, gently they will start nagging us. They will start nagging these children. Nagging your children is going to drive them away the more. The best thing and the best way you can go about it is to bring your children closer. Is to do what? Bring your children closer. Respect their decision. Learn to respect your children. That is one thing I noticed that a lot of parents don't even know. Because they are your kids, because you give birth to them, does not mean you don't have to respect them. You have to respect, even when you're going to their room. Sometimes knock. I know, yes, me, sometimes I don't knock because sometimes I just want to see if you catch you, maybe you are doing something wrong, you understand? So, yes, but sometimes try to understand that these kids, they have emotions. They have things that they might be going through. They are not comfortable sharing it with you. You cannot get that thing out of them if you don't calm down, bring them close to you, and try to figure out what the problem is. You cannot get whatever is going on with your child by nagging them. When you nag them, you push them far away. Especially here in this country where we live. If it's back home, it's very, very difficult for you to be alone because there's always family members in your house. So it's not like here that you don't have family members. The child is always all by himself with his friends that you don't even know about. But if he's back home, most of his friends might be family members. Most of his friends might be people you know very well. So you can easily tell what is going on. But in this country, like the abroad, it is very, very difficult to sometimes understand what your children are going through. That is why sometimes they will see people say children that they train here in abroad does not have character. Some of them does not have character. They don't do this, they don't do that. It's not that, it's just that sometimes the society, we as parents should understand the kind of society we live in. That these children, in as much as they are behaving as if they don't like us, in as much as they are behaving that they don't want to tell us what is going on in their life, they are also navigating ways they can communicate to us without us feeling offended. Because sometimes when they come with the truth, to come and tell us what is going on, instead of us seeing with them, reasoning with them, talking things through with them, we get angry and we start our nagging and we start our 12 hours sermon of discipline, of how you must behave, of all those. Now at the end of the day, you push that child out. You understand? I remember one day my child said something. I said, go and tell your father. He said, even if I tell Daddy, what would Daddy do about it? That was what my son said. Even if I tell Daddy, what would Daddy do about it? Because he already concluded that even if I tell Daddy, this is what Daddy is going to say about it. So what's the need going to tell him? And then the father is saying, oh, my son does not come to tell me anything. He doesn't do this, he doesn't do that. Whereas you're the one that pushes him out when he comes to tell you something, because you don't pay attention. You don't calm down to listen to what he's about to say. You see, that's your child that used to be your 5 and 6. Suddenly you talk to your child. The next thing he or she will do, most especially the girls, they will roll their eyes at you and just down. One thing you have to know is that pulling away from parents, being on their own sometimes, they are part of development. It is part of development. Don't be alarmed. It is time for you to sit up as a parent. When they are going through that phase, it is a phase. When they need to be guided. It's a phase, but they need to be guided. When they are going through that phase, it is the duty of you as a parent to correct them in love. When they try to throw a tantrum, or sometimes you try to talk to them, they reply you with one syllable. They don't want to have any long discussion with you. They want you to say whatever you want to say so that they can go and do what they want to do. You are like their enemy number one. When those things comes, When you start noticing this kind of behavior in your children, that is when you as a mother have to change your own attitude. That is when you as a father has to change your own attitude. How do you change your attitude? Is by respecting your child's space, is by acknowledging the fact that he or she is going through some things, and is by asking in a very, very loving and gentle and calm way to know what is going on in the child's life. Even when the behavior is not what it used to be, you can always tell them, my son, this is unlike you. This is not how you used to behave. I know you are the child I brought up, can never be this rude to me. What is going on? Is this something you feel you want to share now, or you don't want to share it, or you want to share it when you're ready? Let them have that choice. Make them feel like they can talk to you, but sometimes they want to communicate to you as a father, they want to communicate to you as a mother, but they don't know the right word, because you are anytime they try to talk to you, you push them away with too much nagging, you push them away with too much correction. You sometimes we go as far as calling them names when they do something bad. That is very, very wrong. So as a parent, most especially the ones that live here in abroad, I keep on saying the ones that live here in abroad because I have seen so many things and I have witnessed so many things happening. You have to pay close attention when your child starts withdrawing from you. When your child starts to withdraw from you, you have to sit up. You have to know that there is work for you as a mother to do. You have to empathize when they are going through something. Show empathy. Let them know that in as much as you are their mother, that you empathize with whatever they are going through. Don't make it look like, oh, you are a boy, you are not supposed to be crying. Is it this little thing that is making you feel this way? No. Let them feel like they can come to you and talk to you. Don't push them away with your too much. Don't push them away with your too much advice. Don't push them away with your too much nagging. Don't push them away with your too much screaming. Don't push them away with your name calling. Please. These are some of the things I have noticed in teenagers this place. I have seen a lot of mothers complain about their teenage children, how suddenly their gentle and meek teenage children just turned around overnight, and it became a very big concern for the mothers. Please, when these things happen, this is the time for we as parents to sit up and know that there is work to do. It is gonna get better with time. It is gonna get better with time, but the earlier we start learning ways to talk to these children, the better for us, because this is a time that they can make wrong decision. This is the time they can make wrong decision, because most of the decision they are making right now, you might not be aware of it as a parent. They might not tell you. So the only way you will know is for you to be as gentle as you can, as respectful as you can, as showing a kind of empathy when the need arises. You understand? Talking to them like you're talking to your friend. Stop every name calling. It's not going to work at this point. Whatever they do, let's try to ask them, try to know why they did what they do whenever they do something. So that is it today on Mother and Daughters Banter. Until I come your way next time, I remain your girl, Naya.